Hello, welcome to Primetime. This video is an overview of the Primetime planning system. It's a complete planning system, it's holistic, so it covers all aspects of retirement planning through to when you're thinking about retirement right up until older age. So what is it? It really starts with reports. So you get personal comprehensive reports and they're generated through the online questionnaires. The online questionnaires are component based and they all cover a different aspect of retirement, both financial and non-financial. From the reports, there are tools to implement planning. So the tools include long-term budgets, checklists and planners. There's also an interactive dynamic action planning tool which is driven through the evaluations, through the questionnaires. So they drive into a action planner. There's a cloud-based personal online filing cabinet to keep all your information. That's secure and safe, password generated through your access to your system. And then once again, there's help from skilled professionals through your action planner. You can tick on a box if you need help, and then when you tick on that drop-down box, it will signal to us that you need help from a skilled professional. It might be an accountant, lawyer, finance planner, health professional, and then we'll look at who can service you in your area. So let's just have a look through how it works. So what we'll do is we'll just log in. So once you have generated an account, and you generate an account through subscribing, you can subscribe free to the evaluation system, or you can get the full system and a personally supported system. Quite different. In one is totally online, and some is both online and personally supported by a human to help you through. So once you've subscribed, we can just log in. So I'm going to use our example, which is Brad Pott. So it's Brad Pott and his wife Mary. First time you log in, you'll get to the participants page, and then you'll have an add button, and you can add up to 2 people for a person and their partner to be participants. So one of the things this does is it actually allows for 2 people to plan together, and it gives you a comparison of your responses for your planning. And it's really important because it identifies where everyone's role is and who has better knowledge over different areas of planning than others, especially like finances, etc. So we've got our participants set up. There's Brad Potts and there's Mary Potts. So the next thing you do once you've done the participation is you go to the My Primetime Plan. So this is where all the questionnaires sit. So when you start, depending on the package, this one's a full package, so it has both an evaluation and a primetime plan. You start with the evaluation. That's a snapshot of your circumstances. It's component based, so you complete each component. This one, for the first time you did it, would probably take you 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes per person. So you complete it, it'll ask you a series of questions, and you get in there and you complete it, and then you submit it. And then you can do it as often as you like, and it'll just measure when your last response is and automatically look at your next review date. Review date's important because you need to keep your planning up to date as your circumstances and your feelings change. So once you've completed your evaluation and looked at that, there's an evaluation report, and that will give you some guidance as to where your planning should be, where your priorities are. So once you've done your evaluation, know where your priorities are, then you can do your primetime plan. Now your primetime plan is once again component based. It covers everything through retirement. At the early stages of retirement, you want to plan your retired life. Accommodation, needs will change as you age. Kids will grow up, leave the house, etc. You might want to travel, or you might find it difficult to manage such a large property. Through to the finance, tax, welfare benefit aspects, and then even health, wellness, personal legacy, roles and responsibilities, and care and support for when you're at the later years of retirement. As you're ageing and enter into old age, you might want to complete those sections. So you don't have to do them all. It's a matter of what's your priority at any one particular time. So once you've done those, and then you can create your reports at any time. You can print off a report. You can print off a report, you can create a report with all of them or just some of them. So what we'll do is, if you want to do all of them, just save your PDF report, and there it is. Pretty comprehensive. So the first time you do it, it will be a very comprehensive report if you've completed everything. Later on, when you're doing revisions, you might only want to do 1 or 2 sections at a time. So here we go. If we have a look at finances, it'll give you a breakdown of a snapshot of where your current planning status is. Finances deal with general income, spending, assets and liabilities. They're all different components of finances. And then it breaks it down into detailed questions, answers with recommendations. These recommendations effectively feed into your action planner. So there's your income. So pretty comprehensive plan. Once you've read your plan, you can look at your action planner. So your action planner is also driven from the questionnaires, and you can see here I've used Brad and Mary a few times, so there's lots of actions to do. So what we can do now is we've looked at the make it easy to read. Engage with the finance professional, prepare budgets. So in this instance, we've determined that we need to prepare budgets. We need to do it for living costs. We need to do it for major purchases. We need to prepare income estimates, major purchases over the lifetime. So we can see now this is a work in progress and it's self-managed. So some of these are not yet started. Some of them we're not going to do. And one here we'd like a referral to a financial planner. So when you do this, you can manage it by pressing on edit, choose what type of action you want to take. Are you going to self-manage? Are you going to have no action? Or would you like some help? So it's effectively 3 things: self-managing, no action, or you want a referral to a specialist. Now, if it's a financial or tax aspect or a health aspect which requires a professional, you can get an advisor to talk to you about it, and all you just have to do is click on that, update the revision period. I want to do it by 2020. Appointment made, and you can say now the action is actually in progress. So you can measure that it's in progress, update it, and there we go. You've updated your action planner. You can look at actually what's in progress. So we can see that all these actions are in progress. We can have a look at what's been completed. Okay, we can see that these ones here are completed. So So that's good. Most of the time you're going to look at perhaps what's in progress or not yet started. Yep. So what's happening here? What you're saying is you've done a will, but people don't know where the will is. Okay. So you're going to, in that instance, you're going to go agree. I'll self-manage. Completed. It was done today, 10th of the 1st, 2020, and you can say sent an email to Robert, letting him know where the will is. Okay, so now Robert knows where the will is because you've sent him an email. You know that if anything happens to you, Robert, who's probably the executor, actually knows. Done. So now you've done that, and that'll go into the completed section. So that's your action planner. Where you've got an action plan and there's a tool available, it'll say Primetime tool available. Okay. So what we'll say is here's a budget. So there's a Primetime budget tool available. So then, if you want to action that, then you look at your tools and templates. So over here is your tools and templates. Okay, and so what we've got is financial calculator. That's your budget. So here's your integrated financial calculator. You can download that and do it. If you want to look at how one looks like, you can see an example completed one. So you can see one that's actually complete. So you can see how it works and how it feeds through. So once you've done that, you can use that budget template. You might have your own budget template, doesn't matter. There's one there if you need it. So once that's done, you can put it in your filing cabinet. So here's your personal filing cabinet. This is accessed through your account, so it's password protective and secure, and you can load up everything into your filing cabinet. So here's your finances, there's your budgets, and you can see Brad's budgets and calculator has been downloaded. So Brad's done his budget and he's put it in his filing cabinet. So if anybody needs to, if he wants to know where it is, he knows, he just goes to his filing cabinet, he can do it. You can do the same with estate planning. So any correspondence, anything electrical, anything that you can digitise, you might even put photos, copies of documents, etc. You can put it into your filing cabinet. You might want to put health records, family plans, family planning. So you might want to put your aging issue. So if you're doing, if you're in aged care, you might need to have aged care assessment information. It might be an ACAT information. You might have means testing information. So it's all there, and you can use that as part of the system. So you've got your tools. If you ever want to know how to do something, there's tutorials. So what you can do is you can just have a look at the tutorials. Here's your tutorials for the users. Okay. Using the action planner. If you want to know how to upload tools into a filing cabinet, you want to have a look at the financial calculator. You can do it there. All the tools and templates have a tool. So there's your accommodation calculator. So if you want to have a look at changing residences, you need to do some financial work on changing residences to see what the costs are of changing residence and what your living costs will be before and after. Here's a Primetime Village exit calculator tutorial. So if you want to know what it might cost you, or compare retirement villages, you can do all those and have a look at how to use those. There's also useful links and articles. So if you want to look at relevant articles on health and wellness, relevant to people at a retired age, chronic disease, early screening, mental health, oral health, planning life in retirement. So actually planning a rich and meaningful life, or if you want to look at the business stuff, the finance and tax, aged care information, accommodation information. So there's a treasure trove of information there that you can look. You can look at risk, okay, legacy. You can think about your personal legacy, guide for executives. So there's a whole range of different information to help you retire, live a good life in retirement. So really, that's an overview of the Primetime planning retirement system. Try it out. The evaluation system's free, and you can have a look at the questionnaires, and you can get a report and look at how the action planner works. Thanks very much. Happy life, happy retired life. Thank you.